Have you won the fight? And you're here, and you're alive, so clearly you won the fight, which is incredible. The Queen's reaction when she finds out, oh, this brings a huge smile to my face. How'd you do it? Oh no. No. My poor little girl. I should have been there for you. She wouldn't. But that doesn't mean I can stop. I should have been more like her. I'm going to bury her. I'm going to give her peace, and then I'm going to make peace with my own past too, you know? I can't forgive myself for my mistakes, but I can learn from them. That's what she would have wanted. Not for me to be sad, but to celebrate our friendship, to celebrate what it stood for. Here, I want you to have this. A friendship bracelet that QB made for me once. I think she would have wanted you to have it. I don't need blue thread to remind me of what we shared. She lives in me now. And if I could give you some advice, the bond you and your dice share, it's important, and the friendship will define both your lives. Don't let anyone keep you apart. You belong together.
Even had brought closure to the old dice wielder, and in doing so, given him new motivation for his future. The blue thread in her hand seemed to pulsate with warm magic. It was oddly comforting, actually.
Heard any good ghost stories lately? Ooh, an ancient class of warriors. Tell me more. Is there a ghost in it? Interesting. Fascinating. Ooh, not a physical ghost, but the ghosts of tomorrow. Of all your regrets haunting you better than even a dozen ghosts could. Yes! Oh, by the makers, that's terrifying. A life of sleepless nights, regretting one single mistake. Oh, I love it. So it is, so it is! And honestly, I was expecting more of vengeful, horrific stories. What you've told me are just, they're kind of sad, or moving, or stories that remind us there are things we may never understand, and like all stories, there's a joy in telling them. A joy in being alive and being reminded of that. Thanks, kiddo.
Ah, you've returned, young one. How does fate find you today? Let me see, young one. Ah, the purple thread from your enemy. You have a dice, and you have to decide what you'll do with that power. And you saved someone who'd done you harm, didn't you? Oh, it seems to me, at least in that moment, you thought everyone might deserve a second chance. And this blue thread from the two friends. Not a happy story there, with a friendship and a dice both dead. But there's some joy in it, too, isn't there? The old dice wielder made peace with his past, and in doing so, found a new motivation for the present. And this red thread from the woman in love. One can never fully depend on someone for one's own happiness. Isn't that true? We can't lose ourselves in someone else. We have to be our own people, no matter how much we idolize someone. Well, enough of that. Let's see what happens when these threads combine. Ooh. Ah, look at that. How beautiful it is when the weave comes together. You're a long way from one town, young one. You are lost, but you haven't realized yet that your story goes on whether you care or not.
Look, I'm glad you like your rug, but I'm really just looking for someone named Ooma.
If you are so certain that is what you want, look here. Closer.
But it's just a rug. I don't see anything.
Sometimes, to see things as they truly are, we must look within.
Long ago, in the land of Random, there was a wonderful witch and a terrible queen. And everyone had a dice with which they could control their destinies. The witch, with her magical dots, gave every dice tremendous power. It was chaotic, but fair. Horrible, but beautiful. It was life. But sometimes there were disasters. One day, a new queen came to power, and she decreed her dice should be the only one. The queen hunted down all the dice in Random, tearing them from their wielders. It was a war, and she won. But still, she was not satisfied. She turned against the witch. So desperate was this queen to find and control the secret valley from which all dice came. The queen destroyed Forberg, searching for her, but the wonderful witch was clever, and she escaped to her dice's valley, shrouding her way behind her. To this day, the witch stays hidden, and the queen searches for any sign of her, for they both know she will one day return and help the dice wielders do the same.
I am Ooma. You are even. I'm sure you have many questions. Your kind is so small, and your lives so short, it does sometimes feel silly to learn them. In the before times, I produced the pips for the dice of old. Every dot on them came from me, and it gave them great power. There were many of us then. The Queen killed us all except me, because I hid for years, decades. And now you dare to disturb me. Did I? You are worthy of keeping some of my children. That's you, Dicey. If only to cause that horrible queen some headache. She hates that there's another dice in random, and I love it. Only if you believe her to be. What is it you want? You and she are like two dots on a dice, but it's yet to be seen if you share a face. You've been having dreams even, but they only show you part of the future. Dreams and destiny are woven together, but all is not as it seems. The last dice has not yet been rolled. Even I, the last of my kind, cannot give you what you want, even Dicey. Remember who you are, and remember. Sometimes you have to lose your way in order to find your way. I will give you the dots you and Dicey need. Your eyes are closing. Your eyes are opening.
Thank you, Ooma. We may have to fight our way out, Dicey.
she could finally repair Dicey and leave Four Town behind her. Which is great because, quite frankly, I find this whole town to be unsettling and unpredictable. That's right, even narrators have opinions sometimes.
You'll like it. Home's not like this. The people there, they haven't lost hope. At least, I never noticed if they had.
Oh, you're here! You're safe! Oh, I'm so relieved. Well, a little, but it's a good surprise. It's usually a 50-50 chance Ooma eats a visitor. She must have seen something in you she liked more than just the marrow in your bones. And you've got the pips! With this, I can give Dicey a mighty 5. All you need to enter that final arena to battle the foreman and his high rolls. Are you ready? Before you answer, know that things might get, dicey as soon as you have a 5. There'll be no going back. So you tell me, kid. Do we do this or no? High 5. Okay, just gotta add the pips. Easy. Easy. And...
A 5!
Read it and weep, slime face! And that entitles me to a gamble. I lose, you get my 5. But if I win, I get Bruno Betts.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard the little girl. She wants to gamble. She thinks all she needs is a dice to beat me. I had a nightmare last night, you know. I lost a bet, but when I woke up, I knew that was impossible because the high roller never loses. I won't have mercy on you this time. You've heard my full, unstoppable words.
I won't have mercy on you, you mean?
Insolence! This is what happens when you step out of line. I'm formidable. This is even easier than that. That 5 is going to change a lot of things around here, especially when I forge those picks into my own dice.
You'll never touch it. Come on, get on.
Why don't you just give up? I might even forgive you. I can't wait to put you in this cage with Bruno. It's what the foresee.
That wasn't the deal.
I made the deal. What's the matter? Feel a sense of foreboding?
Stop it!
Why won't you lose? Lose and be forgotten forever.
Please don't! Please! I'll do anything! You can be the foreman! You can be the high-five roller! Just don't kill me! Please! Please!
Go!